The Gold Rush update. Let's give players incentives to play the medic. Let's give them 3 new weapons and a new interface so that they can equip the weapons. But how should we distribute the weapons? I say, they should be based off achievements, and you have to get every single one to get the Ubersaw, you know? That just sounds like the perfect system. Thanks for agreeing with me. Good. But are you 100% sure the downside for the Blutsauger should only be no critical hits? That sounds kind of imbalanced. We'll probably have to patch this in like a day or two. Nah, don't worry. The fans will love it. You know, also, we should make a new map. Let's make... You know how we used to have that game mode in TF Classic and the Team Fortress mod for Quake and stuff, where you take a player and you push him around? Let's make the player into a payload cart, like a giant bomb that explodes at the end. But, like, what kind of map should we put for this? Oh, how about we take Dust Bowl, but just the basic layout, but change it up to have a payload card in it? Alright, that sounds about right. Alright, let's ship this thing out. Wait, but doesn't this update seem kind of small? Well, we want to continue supporting the console versions of Team Fortress 2, so we should probably keep them small. The Pyro update! Okay, so we gave the medic an update. Let's do the same for the Pyro. We gave the medic three new weapons. You know, a primary, secondary, and a melee weapon. Let's do the exact same for the Pyro as well. Now, I want the backburner to be an ambush weapon, so I think the best course of action would be to give it plus 50 health when equipped. Yeah, I'm sure that won't backfire. The Heavy update! Alright, let's give the Heavy 3 new weapons, because Half-Life 3 confirmed. Are you sure Natasha's horrible death grip will be a fun mechanic to play with and against? Yeah, I'm sure. It's tested. We tested it. It's awesome. Don't worry. Alright, let's add a new game mode. It's called Arena. Basically, it's like Counter-Strike. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Oh, how about a new map? This is a community map. It's called CP Steel. It looks pretty good. We'll put it in the game. I'm pretty sure it'll be a hidden competitive play, and the average pub user will not find their way around it. But, you know, what are you gonna do? The Scout update! Alright, let's give the Scout 3 new weapons. Okay, how about a weapon that causes the Scout to jump higher, like a third jump? A third jump sounds kind of overpowered, so let's make it at least a little bit skill-based. How about a gun that it has so much knockback that if the Scout shoots it at the ground, he gets flung up higher? That sounds good. Okay, let's implement that. Okay, so what should be the secondary weapon? How about we give the Scout an Ubercharge? What? That sounds crazy overpowered. What? That's crazy. What? Oh, no. Don't worry. He can't fire his weapon while he's Ubercharged. Okay, that sounds a little more balanced, but how do we theme this mysterious Ubercharging weapon? How about an energy drink? The Scout drinks a really sugary, radiation-filled drink, and then he goes so fast that he vibrates and dodges bullets really fast. You're a genius! You're just saying that. On to the third weapon, the Sandman. Should it stun Ubers? Yes. Yes is the answer. Okay, so should we put new maps in as well? Yeah, put it in another arena map. We're never going to stop supporting arena. Also put in another map. Pretty much any old junk you could find. Any old junk. Let me see the maps I have available. CP Junction. That sounds about right. The Sniper vs. Spy update. Alright. 3 new weapons for both classes. I don't know why we're doing 2 classes at the same time. I guess it's just thematically fun. Yeah, that sounds about right. We need more arena maps though, man. More arena maps. Okay, Nucleus, Sawmill. Good, excellent. How about... This is going to sound crazy, but how about we give the Team Fortress 2 classes hats? 1 per class. It'll exist as a sort of crown, a sort of way to tell other players that this player has been playing for a long time. He actually got the one singular hat this class has. Oh my god. And to distribute the hats, we'll make a drop system, item drop system. Basically, as long as people play the game, every so often they'll receive a random item, and it could be a hat, or it could be one of the 12 or something established weapons we have so far. And it'll help out new players for getting these items faster, so they don't have to necessarily do the achievements to get all the items. You know? Yeah, sounds about right. Let's do this. Let's ship this thing. The classless update. So at this point in time, every update has been about a class. We really have to tell people. We really have to put the message across. This one's not about a class. This is just, in general, a big update. Hopefully people enjoy it. So, okay, let's get some new hats for people. How about the camera beard? It's not necessarily a hat, so let's give the spy a new slot so we can equip it at the same time as a regular hat. It's also not technically a hat, so it probably should just drop as often as a weapon. Oh, I got a great idea. How about we make a secret page, and then, if people get there in time, they get a medal for the soldier. Sounds like fun. Lastly, an update would not be complete without an arena map. We should never have a new update in the future without an arena map. Woo! A Halloween update! Woo! The Haunted Halloween special! Woo! Woo! I'm a ghost! Woo! Party ghost! That's why I'm not saying boo, I'm saying ooh. Okay, people really, 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 really love the whole soldier medal giving out thing. We have to find a secret page in time. Let's totally do that again. The war update! Okay, so this time around we're gonna have another class versus class update. But we're going to have a propaganda contest and a contest to see how many people can kill one class with the other class and that class with the first class. Does that make sense? Soldiers versus Demoman. Let's see them fight. We'll calculate the amount afterwards, and then we'll also use the propaganda contest to see who gets a fourth unlock. Oh my god, a fourth unlock! So far we've only been doing 3 for every class. This fourth one is going to be so crazy though. It's gonna be game changing. People are gonna want to win for their class, man. Okay, so this time around, I think the soldier should be a class that does something with their secondary, something really meaningful and awesome. Let's say give them a buff ability. Over time, they generate a buff, and then they use it and help all of their teammates. So it's similar to the medic in a way. The buff banner is going to be what we're going to implement. So we're going to use it. It's going to be pretty fun. Hopefully it turns out alright. Yeah. Now for the Demo Man, explosive weapons for a person called the Demo Man, the demolitions expert of the team. Screw that. We're just going to give him only one explosive weapon, and it's going to be kind of subpar and only used in defense. Whereas, we also give him melee stuff. A shield and a sword. It's crazy. I know what you're thinking. It's crazy, but I think it just might work. Okay, so should we include anything else in this update? Yeah, okay, I got a good idea. First, we put 2 new maps, just because you gotta put maps in there. How about crafting systems, so people can craft together items to eventually work towards making a hat? That sounds good? Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Wait, what about all those people who collected all those camera beers in the past? Well, I guess they're rich now. Okay, I got a really weird idea. How about we put in a bunch of newspaper clippings and things along those lines to, build the backstory of Team Fortress 2 a little more? That sounds good. Here's a reference to Poopy Joe, which we'll probably use later on in the future. How about a reference to Manco? This is a perfect place to put a reference to Manco. Way in advance of when we're actually going to implement some kind of store or anything in Team Fortress 2, but the fans don't have to know about any of this stuff right now. The 119th update, because the 100th update passed by and we totally forgot about it. Hopefully, the fans will not realize our crazy scheme here. Let's just give them some crappy medals. Another idea, let's also make a small teaser video that'll tease the upcoming engineer update. And in this video, let's also tease Man vs. Machine, despite it coming out in like 2 or 3 years from now. The Mac update. Okay, so Team Fortress 2 is now on the Mac, and Steam in general is now on the Mac, so we'll have a big update about it. Also in this update, training mode for people to play around with. We'll probably only ever update the training mode like once or twice, and then never again to have all training for all the classes, because, who cares about that crap? More hats, man, more hats. Oh, and we'll have a comic, and Steve Jobs can make an appearance in there, like a cameo, just his arm though. Lastly, let's give Mac players something iconic and something to show we care about them. How about some headphones that look like, Apple headphones, basically? I'm sure people who go on a Mac will enjoy this, and there won't be like hassle of thousands of people trying to get Mac emulators or things along those lines to try to get these earphones. And I'm sure in the future, when we eventually have trading and an economy, they won't be like an important currency in there or anything. The engineer update. Finally, we're here with the last class update. Now we just gotta focus on all those Meet the Team videos that we still gotta do. Let's just forget about that for now, and maybe a couple years in the future as well. Okay, so we're going to implement trading in the next update. How about we get people to craft away most of their things? We'll do, like, Willy Wonka in a Chocolate Factory sort of style thing. We'll make it so every time a person crafts an item, they have a small chance to get a golden wrench, and it'll be announced to everyone, and it'll be pretty awesome. Except, it's not really going to even be like that. It's going to be based off a timer, but if someone crafts within that timer, they'll get the golden wrench. What else should be in this update? Okay, some new maps, some new weapons. How about an offensive engineer loadout sort of thing? Frontier Justice, Wrangler, Gunslinger, all these things more or less are more on the offensive side. Southern Hospitality is a community weapon, but no one will realize this until like years in the future or something, or until someone makes a video about it and they make a video about all the patches in Team Fortress 2, but that'll never happen, whatever. Alright, so we fundamentally changed a base underlining gameplay mechanic of the engineer. He now can move all his buildings. Oh my god. I have no idea if the fans are going to love this or hate this. It's a crazy buff for engineers. Hopefully they'll enjoy it. I wonder if for like the next 2 weeks or so, this game is going to be pretty much unplayable because everyone will be an engineer getting all the achievements and stuff. Nah, it'll probably be alright. The Man Economy update. Okay, so we have a very high likelihood of making the community mad with this update, because we're going to add a store to the game. But, so, let's, add a bunch of cool things and a bunch of nice things and a bunch of fun things to circumvent the hate that we're going to get. Okay, so trading is in the game. That's awesome. Hopefully there won't be, huge exploits and bad things that cause people to duplicate items and things along those lines. Don't worry about that. We'll get to that bridge when we get there. Okay, we'll add in some new weapons, a lot of new weapons, to make people happy, basically. And everyone who has a weapon that exists right now, we'll turn their weapons into vintage weapons. It's a new quality we're inventing right now. Vintage weapons will be blue, and they'll be, I guess, more rare, because they'll basically indicate that you were in the game before the Man Economy update happened. And we're only ever going to do this once, except we do it 2 other times in the not too distant future where we turn all the items vintage. But, forget about that, forget about that. Okay, lastly, crates. For some reason, there's going to be a very extremely small chance that when someone unboxes a crate, they also get a crate. It's a crate within a crate. Exhibit would be proud. It's time for the 2nd annual Scream Fortress update! Okay, it's time to show the community what we've done with all the money we got from the Man Economy update. We're making a super sexy, awesome boss. It'll be a boss thing! A boss monster encounter sort of thing in Team Fortress 2. It'll be awesome. It's kind of like a map hazard. Ideally, we don't want people to really go out of the way and attack it. We'll just make it one-hit them, pretend it's a saw blade. Now, we had this contest. It was called the Art Pass contest. People could take this developer map we made and fancy it up, put art on it, do an art pass, and we'll put it into the game. There was supposed to be one winner, but Halloween was coming up, and they made a Halloween map. It was pretty damn awesome, so we also added that one. Alright, so we had this weird idea for an experiment this year. We're gonna put a bunch of Halloween gift boxes that'll randomly spawn every so often on Manor Event. The first player who touches one gets an item. The item will be one of 9 Halloween masks, and once every single player gets 9, they can craft it together to create the Saxon Hale mask. The benefit of this mask is it won't be Halloween restricted. Another benefit is if the Headless Horseman taunts, he does his stun ability, the player wearing the mask will be immune to this. I'm sure nothing will go wrong with this weird event. I mean, I guess server owners and some players will farm the gifts and sell them for metal and profit. Oh wait, that's actually pretty bad. We'll work on solving this problem next year. Alright, it's time for our first ever Christmas update, but we can't say Christmas. We'll call it Australian Christmas. It's the perfect crime if somehow any of this was illegal. Anyways, so we'll add a bunch of weapons to the game, but we're going to get our new developers at Valve, the new employees, the suckier ones to balance them, and don't worry, it'll turn out great in the end. How about a new mode and a new map? It's going to be called Digroot Keep. It'll be melee only. If the fans really like this idea, we'll continue it, but it's most likely they won't, so whatever. We're also going to give away a key. It'll be the one and only gift ever from the administrator, and people will probably expect them being given out every year, but that's never going to happen again. Those foolish fools. The Hatless Update! We'll call it the Hatless Update, despite it actually having some cosmetics, Portal 2 cosmetics. It's the perfect crime, but not as perfect as the previous crime, so what are you going to do? Alright, so the theme of this update is we're going to redo everything. We're going to make the game better by fundamentally changing some core aspects. So we got some weapon battles in this corner, we got some new systems in this corner. It'll be awesome. We're going to add coaching in. Coaching is a system where people can help out other people that are more noobier than them. It should be, fairly popular until, I don't know, maybe a week has passed and then no one remembers it exists anymore. It's kind of a shame, it's kind of weird to say, but we never had a voting system in this game. We've always relied on third-party server mods and stuff that people have used, but you know what? Let's actually make our own voting system. It won't be as great, and it'll take a bunch of screen space up, and it'll be annoying and stay on your screen for longer than necessary, but don't worry, it'll be awesome. We'll work out these things in the future. Maybe, probably, I don't know. Alright, we've updated the training mode. This is awesome. Now, engineers, spies, and demo man can do training things. That's pretty sweet. Okay, so this new system we put in place, it's called styles. So certain cosmetics and certain weapons can have different styles. It's pretty straightforward. Last but not least, let's make a King of the Hill version of Badlands. We're never going to update this. We're always just going to forget this. It's going to be really annoying to this one particular YouTuber named Dom. But there's going to be a very bad inconsistency between the loading screen thumbnails and the 3 different versions of Badlands. The replay update. Alright, we've added a new super awesome feature to Team Fortress 2. Now players can take replays of their gameplay and upload them to YouTube and things like that. It's kind of too bad we eventually abandoned replays, and even to the point where Valve servers don't run them, and we never update the thing, and so they pretty much haven't worked for years now, like at the time of recording this. But forget about that, forget about that. For now, they're really awesome. So awesome, in fact, we're making the Saxy Awards. Ah, the Saxy Awards. A thing where you submit your replays, and then people vote on them, and then we give out Saxies. One thing to remember, though, if anyone uses Source Filmmaker, because you know it's not officially released right now, there's only like a sort of pirated, weird sort of version going around. If they do this, you don't allow those ones. And actually, there was actually this one that was featured as a replay, but it wasn't actually a replay, and so we had to get rid of it. Sad story, really. We've also added a bunch of new achievements that require people to get a bunch of views on their videos that they upload, like their replay videos. This kind of backfired on us because people sort of spammed internet forums and stuff to get people to watch their videos, and other people downloaded SAM, Sam. They asked Sam for the achievements so that they could get the Frontier Field Recorder. Alright, now for the best part of this update. A new character in our lore. We've added Francis the Talking France. The Talking Francis is a new character in our lore. It's an official character. It's part of Team Fortress 2 history now. It's 100% canon. We've added it. It's awesome. And it's actually the thing that's going to be doing the voting on which replays should be awarded Saxy Awards. Francis, the Talking France. I wish I was making this up. Alright, we've covered the official Team Fortress 2 blog and bird poop, and we placed a bunch of birds on a bunch of different maps. Oddly, people believe if they destroy every single one, despite some of them not being destroyable, that something will happen even though we never program in a trigger, and people who data mine realize there's no actual trigger related to this sort of thing. Anyways, that was the backstory. This is the Uber update! First things first, new blog. It's beautiful, it's awesome, it'll function perfectly in the future. Yeah! I don't know about you, but I especially like the part right above the Devilman's head where the heavy's holding his minigun, and it looks like a giant dick. Hopefully people don't notice this and we don't have to edit it out later on or anything. Perhaps the most important update in Team Fortress 2 history, this update will make the game free to play. So then any noob off the street can download and play this game. It'll be awesome. Now, of course, there's probably going to be a lot of backlash for this free to play sort of thing. So we'll make it so every person who's paid for the game will get a free hat. A singular free hat that people could purchase later on if they buy the orange box. It'll be awesome. Everyone will forgive us. It'll be okay. Don't worry. Alright, so what else should be in this update? Okay, we should release Meet the Medic and release 3 new weapons for the Medic. This is kind of like the second Medic update in a way, if you think about it. What else? How about we give every class new weapons and cosmetics, except for the Pyro, which will only receive 1 new weapon, and that's all. That's all they get. People will probably be mad about this, and they actually do get mad about this, that the Pyro only gets 1 thing, but don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Wait, what's that you say? We're not done with our publicity pages? Don't worry about it. We'll retroactively go back to the pages, add in a bunch of different Easter eggs and modifications that link to new pages that have new weapons that are showcased and stuff like that. No one will notice that we're doing this really sloppy. They'll think it's just a fun game that they go back to old publicity pages and find new things. So, back to the free-to-play thing. This update divided the player base. People were either regular players or dirty free-to-play players. For months and months, it was looked down upon to be a free-to-play player. Some servers ran a plugin that indicated to everybody in the scoreboard and in text which players were free-to-play players. Some other servers outright banned all free-to-play players from joining the server. And then there were some servers that were sort of mixed on the issue. If they had reserved spots for donating players, they would kick free-to-play players before they would kick regular players. Eventually, over the years, the hatred for the free-to-play player died down, and now everyone's pretty much on equal ground. The 1-year anniversary update. Free paper hats for everyone. Alright, so we're introducing a new tool. It's called the Decal tool. Basically, people can use images, custom images, whatever they want, and put it into Team Fortress 2 on, like, conscientious objectors, as well as some pins and some other random crap. I'm sure this is going to be an awesome tool, and in the future, we're going to introduce more and more and more and more and more items to use this tool with. It's Halloween once again! Okay, so this time around, we've made Viaduct into a Halloween map, and we've made a new boss. This boss, instead of walking around, it just flies around and shoots projectiles at people. Basically small eyeballs from a giant eyeball. Weird how that works, but it somehow works. I don't know. This time around, there's going to be gift boxes once again. But if the players find the gift boxes in the underworld, they'll get a haunted quality version of a bunch of cosmetics we're going to ship. Now, we're not 100% done. with this update, in like, let's say 2 months or so, we're gonna also give the Heavy a taunt based off of his cosmetic set we introduced. We'll also give the Engineer a set, like, he's a giant fly. We'll make him a puking animation. But whenever I'm gonna actually implement this into the game, it'll just be some files people find and speculate about, but forget about it. So this is Australian Christmas, and what have we done? We're releasing Foundry, and perhaps the Palm Sun. That's right, second set of Gorbert Robotnik items to the community. The Pyromania update. Alright, so this update will consist of Meet the Pyro, a new map called SD Doomsday, it's a new game mode we're introducing, and a bunch of new items for a bunch of classes. Sure, whatever. So we finally got around to it. We finally did the most important thing I think we've ever done in Team Fortress 2. We finally made reference to Poopy Joe once again. He's now in the map, he's the main character of this new map. Awesome. You know, this update is kind of like the second Pyro update. We just had the Uber update, which was like the second Medic update. It kind of makes sense. Okay, so let's give the Pyro some cool things. How about a new vision? Pyro vision, you know? Because you know how Meet the Pyro was all about... Oh, I guess I can't explain it, spoilers. But Pyro vision. This will leave the fans to think, for years to come, that we're eventually going to make a spooky vision for Halloween. But we're never doing that. That's stupid. Now, I think I've said something along the lines of, this was our best, biggest update ever. This was our most massive, extremist, hugest update ever. But I really, really think this update is the biggest. The Man vs. Machine update. Finally! We've been hinting at this since update 119th. The 119th update weirdness. You know that weird update? Oh my god. We're finally here. Let's pop some champagne bottles. Team Fortress 2 now has an awesome co-op mode. Hopefully there won't be extremely bad exploits where people are like 100% critted or 100% Uber charged or, you know, things like that. That's all par for course. We're going to fix that eventually. Doesn't matter. Wow. Our sound and cinematics people did a really good job. Don't just love the tune of Man vs. Machine? But perhaps the most important part of this update is when you're selecting classes in Man vs. Machine, it plays the little sounds. It's so stupid. Why did we include that? The Scream Fortress, 4th annual Scream Fortress update of Scream Fortress Town. Alright, so before the update launches, what should we do to give preference to or like hype up or indicate that we're going to do a Halloween update? I got it. No one will figure it out. No one will figure out this is Halloween related. I'm going to take the spy at the very top of our Team Fortress 2 blog, the official blog, and make him into a skeleton. It'll freak people out, and then they won't know what's gonna hit him. Bam! Halloween update. Okay, so what should be in this update? How about a new boss and a new map? We're gonna take the community map Lakeside and remake it in our own image, our own way. It'll be all dark and spooky and less Egyptian, less like hieroglyphics and stuff. More industrial, I suppose. And it has to have a death pit. Death pits are cool. This death pit in particular, it's really cool. We got the voice actors in to like record all new screams specifically for this death pit. Alright, so the boss is gonna be who else do we have in like the lore of Team Fortress 2? I guess Marasmus could work. We'll take the sniper and use his animations, edit them a bit and make it into something new, and it'll turn out pretty good. But what if some fun gameplay mechanics that the Marasmus boss fight could have? Oh, how about he retreats every so often? Okay, so how is that going to be fun? Oh, he becomes like a prop and he just stands around in different locations and people have to guess which one he is. Oh, that sounds pretty cool, but it also sounds like Prop Hunt. So what's wrong with that? Why can't we have Prop Hunt? Fine, well, it's Prop Hunt, whatever. Remember how every Halloween we have gift boxes on maps and they spawn and people pick them up? This time around, let's make it so when you get a gift box, you get a bunch of junk instead of an item. And then you craft the junk into something. So it's similar to the Pyromancer update, except the junk, instead of just being regular old junk, it's enchanted magical junk. Yeah. The Mecha update. This is the holiday update. For some reason, we're skipping a Smithmas this time, or I mean Australian Christmas, whatever. They're interchangeable words. And we're doing a Man vs. Machine style sort of thing that's also Smithmas-ish. Like there are new festive weapons, there are holiday things in this update, but it's mainly on Man vs. Machine stuff. To this day, I still can't believe that the fans never realized we never made an engineer robot. So we're implementing an engineer robot this time around. Stupidly, we kind of messed up and just sort of rushed it. Like, the engineer's head is just always full bright no matter what. We'll fix that later. We'll fix that later. Don't worry. Just ship it. Just ship it. Team Fortress 2 Electric Boogaloo. So, apparently the fans really love NVM. They love it like crazy, so much so that they decide to make loads and loads of hats into metal robot hats. This seems like a good idea, mainly because it gives us money, and secondly, if we ever make more Man vs. Machine stuff in the future, we can use these hats on the robots. The 5th Annual Scream Fortress Update. Wow, already? There wasn't really that many updates this year. Alright, so what should this update contain? Let's just shove in thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of Halloween cosmetics. Doesn't matter if they look good or not, just put them in. Put them in. Okay, the new map is turning out pretty good. It's a port of Hightower, but it has a death pit and hell, and the gameplay's a little bit different. We added a new area so people could leave spawn in a third way, and we made it so when you push the cart up that one hill, that one area near the end of the map, it doesn't roll back down. This is mainly done because it was more funner, and Halloween's supposed to be more casual, right? But fans really like these two changes. Maybe we should put on the original Hightower too. Nah, screw that. Screw that. No, we're not doing it. This time around, the gift boxes that spawn on the map only spawn in 2 different places. And we changed up the gameplay mechanic of this a little bit. We know that people were farming every year, farming gift boxes to make profit and stuff like that. This time though, we've slowed down how well people can farm, because now a gift box only spawns once every 4 hours or something like that. Perhaps next year we'll really figure out this whole gift box thing and work the system into a better system. One with less farming, and yeah, less farming pretty much. It kind of screws up the economy a bit to have farming, It's time for a little bit of a change of pace. Previous years, there was so much of an emphasis on a boss character that you destroy, or work with, or kill, or whatever. This year, we're still gonna have a boss character, but it's gonna be played down a bit. The main attraction is gonna be the payload carts. The payload carts will talk. There'll be dead bodies in there, but the ghosts of the dead bodies will talk. This will also play into the lore of Team Fortress 2. You're gonna push Redman and Bluetard into hell. So it'll be sort of like the payload part of the map won't really affect much, and when people get to hell, that's when everything's gonna matter. It's gonna be sort of like arena mode where it's one life and you die, you're dead. The team that pushes the payload cart first at the end will get a small bonus though. But in general, the whole payload pushing cart thing won't really matter. Lastly, we came up with a really cool mechanic. It's called spells. Spells are kind of like grenades, except they have multi-purpose and really cool effects that can happen with them because they're magic, Whereas if we went with something like grenades, there's only so much design space in there. Spells are like unlimited in terms of design space. Really, anything could work. The 2 cities update. Let's get some more Man vs. Machine up in here. Okay, new maps. Snakewater, Manhattan, Rottenburg. Go. Alright, so we have this really cool new reward for playing Man vs. Machine. They're called Kill Streak Kits. You start off by getting a sucky one, and then you get better ones, and wait. Back up a moment. People don't get them. People get fabricators of them, and then they create them using items and stuff. So it gives a sort of metal sink and a sink of you gotta invest into these things to use them, basically. This is good for the economy in a way. Okay, so what else should be in this update? How about another reward? Okay, how about we make, the default guns, the base couple of them, SMG, sniper rifle, rocket launcher, things along those lines, but make them golden. That could work, but we can't use the word golden. Golden is stupid. We'll use Australian. Australian, because we have Australium in the game. AU on the PR table of elements is gold. Just saying, that's kind of a weird coincidence. I don't know why did we ever think about that? Did anyone? Maybe originally when we came up with the idea of Australian, we thought about that. Doesn't really ring a bell though. The holiday season. It's Smithmas 2013. Why did we change the name to Smithmas from Australian Christmas? I have no idea, but we did it, so whatever. This update mostly contains cosmetics. It's kind of a boring update. What are you gonna do? We're really working on the next thing. It's gonna be awesome, the next thing. So everyone hold tight. Just have your update. Have fun with it. Soon, my kittens. Soon. Your kittens? What? The fan base is kittens. Just trust me. The Love and War update. Okay, so we're planning on putting a bunch of taunts in this update, like way, way more taunts. At least 5 or 10 or 20, let's say 16, who knows? I'll count later. Point is, we should rework the system to use taunts. Like, we can't just keep using the action slot for taunts. How about we make a whole new set of a loadout area for taunts specifically, and when people click the taunt button, they can select what taunt to use. That sounds pretty good. Okay, let's implement that. It looks like our cinematics team is almost finished. Expiration date. You know, that 15-minute Team Fortress 2 short? Or maybe it was 20 minutes? I don't recall. I guess I'll ask them later. Anyways, let's tie that into this update. How about new cosmetic weapons, but they're just reskins, but they use expiration date like evil mutated bread? That sounds good. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I got a crazy idea, but it just might work. Anyways, for the future, it'll be a test that we did, and we'll possibly do it again in the future. I don't know. How about, to get the expiration date cosmetic weapons, people have to invest loads and loads of metal. So it makes actual good metal sink to the economy. So metal goes out of the economy and becomes worth it becomes at least not worthless for a little bit of time until they can't craft these anymore. Right? That's probably what's gonna happen. Tell me, economist, we didn't hire you for nothing. We didn't hire you for nothing. Tell me the answer to this question, man. What's that? You're resigning? Ah, fine. Go make your peace someplace else. Anyways, back to the update at hand. How about a bunch of new cosmetics? Because, cosmetics are fun. Okay, gameplay changing weapons. The base jumper, the classic, the tide turner, the airstrike, and a gun called the backscatter. Now, the backscatter, clearly the design of it, it's sort of like an extended clip design. So, we're going to make it so it has less clip size than the regular scatter gun. It makes perfect sense. Trust me. The gun also kind of looks like a dick. Just saying. Yeah, it's like two balls in the back there. Okay, let's just change subject. Let's get this update out the door. Let's go. The 6th annual Scream Fortress update. Woo! All right, we've converted a map that people hardly ever play and hardly ever like, SD Doomsday, into an event map. Now it's a haunted carnival. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty fun. So the gimmick of the map is, after one of the team wins, everyone is sent to Bumper Car Hell. And so basically there's 1 of 3 mini games that are there. Depending on which team wins the minigame, that's which team that won the round. So it's similar to last year, that they had to do something in Hell, right? I wonder if the community is going to take the bumper car code we added to the game and make Mario Kart in Team Fortress 2, but it's only going to be popular for like 2 months. In this update, we've included a lot of cosmetics, but this time around, now we realize gifts are stupid. They're stupid. They don't work right. We'll fix them in the future, but for now, this new map will not have gifts. So people will farm the old gifts. That's okay. We'll fix it next year, maybe. Basically, we'll give everyone a cauldron. The cauldron will contain some cosmetics. Later on, as people do achievements, by the way, there's new achievements, they'll get another set of cosmetics, and then that's it. So it's really kind of super difficult to collect all the cosmetics from this year, but, it's okay. Hey, Bob, do you like experimentation? Yeah, John, I like experimentation. Let's try another experiment. This year, rather than keys and crates and crates just drop and you get keys from the store, this time, we're just going to have a crate that you buy from the store, and as soon as you buy it, you can open it at your will without a key. But basically, since you bought the crate, it kind of counts as a key. It all makes sense in the end. It just simplifies the system. If this turns out okay, maybe we'll do in the future some more. I don't know, really. I don't know. The end of the line update. It looks like the community wants to make another update, so let's help them do it. Alright, let's have a look here. Okay, let's see what they want to put. Looks like they want to put a bunch of cosmetics, a map, and a source filmmaker for the video sort of thing called the end of the line. It's sort of the centerpiece of the update. Okay, end of the line video. Seems pretty good, sure. Cosmetics, also pretty good, sure. The map though, we should probably do some testing on this. 5 minutes later! Wow, this map is horrible. Holy crap. Bad optimization, bad design, poor gameplay. It just sucks. How can we put this gently to them? How can we explain why we can't include this map? We'll say it's too complicated for new players, okay? But it's seriously extremely horrible of a map. Damn! From the previous update, from the Halloween update, it seems the new voice lines we gave Erasmus are really loved by the community. The whole bonus ducks thing. I wonder if this could be worked into this update in some way. Oh, I got it. We have to test out the new campaign sort of thing we're going to do soon in the future. It's like CSGO, where we give out weapons and stuff. How about we do a really weird, stupid cash grab technique thing, and make it so people buy this token thing, and so when they get kills, ducks come out of the enemies killed, and when they collect them, they level up this badge that's completely pointless, though. Like, completely pointless otherwise, except for this leveling up thing. I'm sure this won't go negatively over by the community in any sort of way whatsoever. Maybe a bit. Gotta love them bonus ducks. I mean, internet memes are more powerful than anything that we could possibly do poorly in this update. Internet memes overpower negative PR. Weird coincidence, Killing Floor also got an update called The End of the Line recently. The Smith 2014 update! New cosmetics, new festive weapons, new gameplay-changing weapons, the Panic Attack Rebound Launcher, Iron Bomber, blah. The main thing of this update, the main showcase, the main crowning achievement, is that we've created a new game mode. It's in progress, it's work in progress, it's beta. It's called Manpower Mode. Okay, so let's make Manpower Mode. How do we make Manpower Mode? What do we do? Okay, I got an idea. How about grappling hooks? You see, even though the Team Fortress 2 classes, one of their main defining features is that they have different sets of mobility to them. Like, soldiers can rocket jump, heavies are extremely slow, scouts are the fastest, usually under normal circumstances, except for like Delman that are really skillful at rocket jumping, blah blah blah. Let's just take that and shoot out the window. Forget all the years of all the gameplay things that we did and the weapon balances and all the stuff. It doesn't matter. This is a for fun game mode. We're just going to make it so everyone has unlimited mobility. Alright? Okay, so what about the core fundamental gameplay aspects of this game mode? What is it based off of? What does it look like? What's the objectives? Okay, I got it. You know how everyone loves Capture the Flag in Team Fortress 2? No, what are you talking about? That's like the worst mode. Everyone hates it in Team Fortress 2. That's right! We're gonna make it Capture the Flag! Yeah. You're a moron. So the fans don't notice, but we've started to work on competitive matchmaking at this point in time, like roughly around here. Let's say a little more in the future, maybe a little more in the past. But basically, one step towards doing that is balancing weapons. And so we've balanced a bunch of Delman weapons in this update. Hopefully the fans enjoy. We'll get some time to test it out, maybe a couple months, and then we'll do another revision of updates on weapon balance. The Gunmetal update. We have now launched our official first ever Team Fortress 2 campaign. Players who buy the campaign pass can play in the campaign. What they basically get is daily quests. More or less, they're not really daily. And they'll go on maps and they'll do objectives, and then they'll get weapons and reward or cases that they could spend money, keys. They could buy the keys to open the cases, get some cool weapons and stuff. Hopefully this turns out alright. This has not been tried in Team Fortress 2 so far. We kind of tried it with the whole duck thing with the end of the line update. That didn't turn out well, but hopefully this turns out a little better than that. I mean, it works in CS:GO, so. So what else should we put in this update? Okay, a bunch of cosmetics, because you gotta have a bunch of cosmetics. It's just how we roll now. In this point in time, a bunch of cosmetics is what you gotta do every time. You know what I mean? No matter what the occasion. Oh, update, bunch of cosmetics, gotta add them. What else? Oh, 4 new maps. Borneo, Powerhouse, Sujin, and Snowplow? What? Who put that on this list? It's on the level of CP Junction. That's how bad this map is. But whatever. If someone here in this round table of people here want to put it in the game, I don't really care. It's time for a whole host of weapon balance changes. We think the heavy's a little bit OP versus sentries. We'll change that. Engineers, they could use a lot of tweaks. Spies cloaking, that definitely needs some tweaks, especially the Dead Ringer. What else? Babyface's Blaster. Not particularly OP, but people complain the scout goes really fast, and so people are just kind of lazy to aim at him. You can hit and run really well with this weapon, so I guess we'll nerf it in a way. Or possibly even 2 ways. It turns out our original iteration of the Panic Attack was really horrible, so we'll buff it in 3 different ways. And that's it for about the main changes. There of course are a bunch more other changes, too numerous to mention though. We'll test them out. If they turn out alright, we'll keep them. We're always changing. We're always changing things. Competitive matchmaking, you gotta change some stuff for that soon. Soon, man, soon. The Invasion update. It looks like the community wants to make an update again, so, go right ahead. Wow, it really sucks that we had to delay this a couple times. There's pretty much not going to be that much time until the Halloween update. That kind of sucks. Hopefully people don't think this is the Halloween update because it has aliens, and aliens are kind of Halloweenish. They probably will think it's the Halloween update, but it is not. We're going to put a blog post out to explain this. Don't worry. So, we're doing the whole campaign thing. Let's do it again. We could probably do a mini one for this one. Instead of getting weapons and stuff like that, it'll just be that the crates that are related to the Invasion update, this update, will only be obtainable if you buy the campaign pass. It's kind of a cop-out, but we don't have that much time. We can't do this. Of course, this update contains new cosmetics. I don't even have to mention it at this point. Pretend that every update has new cosmetics, because every update has new cosmetics. Okay, so let's have a look at the maps they want to add. Watergate! Ooh, interesting game mode. Oh, you do some stuff, there's a beam, there's a new sort of effect sort of thing, you get pushed upwards. We had to, like, do some code for this sort of thing, but it turned out pretty fun. We worked with the community to get that weird code thing that, like, pushes you upwards. It's weird to explain. Arena Buyer. Wow, an arena map? I forgot, I totally forgot we had arena. Arena mode? We have arena mode? How long have we had arena mode? I don't remember arena mode. Arena mode is not a thing. You guys just making this up. There's no such thing as arena mode. I don't know about arena mode. There's no such thing. This is the first arena map, okay? As far as I know. King of the Hill Probe. That's pretty straightforward. Other than the whole getting sucked into the alien spaceship thing, it's pretty straightforward. And the final map, 2 Fort Invasion. Wow, this is amazing. The work they did on the props and stuff to make this thing really shines. I deeply appreciate this map. It's really beautiful. It's time for the 7th annual Scream Fortress update. This time around, we didn't make anything new, so we made a comic to explain that basically we re-enabled everything from past years. What we did do is make a new map for Manpower mode. You know, that game mode no one ever likes or no one ever plays, and it kind of sucks, and whatever. It's out of beta now. We've officially announced it out of beta, so it is definitely out of beta. And the map we made, despite it being not a Halloween map, is called Hellfire, which is kind of weird and counterproductive because it seems like that's a Halloween map we made, but it isn't. Forget about it. Forget about it. So anyways, the community maps. Since we haven't made anything, we're relying on community maps. Let's see what we got here for this year. Okay, let's pick some good community maps and, ship them out. Sunshine Event. So it's kind of like, Sunshine is actually a map played in competitive play. This is the event version. Okay, we'll take it. Moonshine, King of the Hill Moonshine. But event version. Okay, put it in there, yeah, sure. Payload Milestone, but an event version. Yeah. And CP Gorge. CP Gorge, pretty good map. If they make it into a Halloween map, it looks pretty cool. It looks like they did a good job. We'll put it in as well. Does anyone recall, like, the majesty, the awesomeness, the amazingness, how fun it felt, how cool it was originally when there was the Headless Horseman, the horseless, headless horseman of horselessness, and he ran around and took your heads and stuff? It was fun. It was amazing. And then there's kind of power creep to that. Like, how do I explain this? On Payload Milestone Event, you got the Headless Horseman, you got Skeletons, and you got Monoculus. All 3 in 1, all attacking the players at once. What the hell? There's clearly some kind of weird power creep here where it's no longer special anymore now. It's no longer special to have the Headless Horseman trying to kill you, or Monoculus trying to kill you, or Skeletons trying to kill you, or everything else trying to kill you, or something in the future trying to kill you, or your face trying to kill you, or enemies trying to kill you, or anyway, so on and so forth. Basically, there's power creep to that, and it's kind of unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? I don't really care. I'm a Valve developer, and I don't really care. Lol. Anyways, we've introduced a new campaign. Players who kill enemies, as well as do certain campaign tasks, receive points, and then they get drops that are Halloween cosmetics. So, we reworked the system, finally. After all these years of using gift boxes and gift boxes sucking, we reworked the system. Everyone gets this new campaign thing, so it's not a pay to get into campaign sort of thing. Except you do gotta pay if you want to open cases, but you always gotta pay if you want to open cases, so it's the fans won't mind. So everyone gets a gargoyle, and they farm stuff and do the daily missions. It kind of sucks the timing that the invasion update was delayed, because now we sort of got rid of that campaign and started the new campaign right away. Sorry. So we fixed gift boxes. Now people just get Halloween cosmetics by doing the contracts. And the Halloween cosmetics they get are not tradable, no matter what. Even if we gave them out originally in a tradable format, this time around, not tradable. So there's no effect on the economy. Yay! I'm sure people out there are really happy because of this. But then again, I'm sure also a lot of people are really unhappy because Halloween spells that paint your hats a different color, that glow, that pulsates and stuff, those are no longer dropping. Whatever. Make some people happy, make some people unhappy. Such is life. The Tough Break update. I wonder if people will realize this is the Smithmas update for this year. You know, Tough Break as in, like, winter break? I mean, it's not completely out of the ordinary for us to do updates that are called weird things, but actually be other types of updates. As an example, the mech update was also a Smithmas update. So what should this update contain besides cosmetics? Well, we gotta have a new campaign. So, we gotta have new maps. That sounds about right. Okay, what maps? Let's see. King of the Hill High Pass. Very good map. Has big sniper sight lines. Low optimization in the middle area, but pretty good. Landfall. It's a capture the flag map. We haven't included one of those for a long time, other than like the ones from Manpower mode, but those are not really capture the flag maps. They're their own thing in a way. Payload Snowy Coast. Sounds good. CP Vanguard. Also sounds good. Alright, we're really getting in gear for this competitive matchmaking stuff. We've given out a lot of competitive matchmaking beta passes, and technically it's possible to get into the servers and do some stuff and play some competitive matchmaking. It's really early though. It's really early right now, but, we'll ship out some more beta passes as time goes on. Okay, as part of doing competitive matchmaking, we have to, balance weapons so they work well and they're more balanced in general. So, we've gone through a lot of weapons and done some balance changes in this update. Hopefully they're pretty good. People will give feedback, we'll use the feedback and update as we go along. It's a give and take process. And that's about it for this video. There's no more Team Fortress 2 updates at this time in history. In the future, maybe I'll make an update to this video, let's say 10 years from now when there's 20,000 more updates. This was mostly parody or satire. Hopefully no one takes this seriously like crazy. I'm not actually a Valve developer, that's kind of obvious, right? I'm making jokes, I'm just, looking back, you have 2020 vision. So I was able to make jokes about funny things to happen, how they didn't continue work with arena mode, how things played out horribly at some points, but then at some points they played out really well. Things like that. Hopefully I just gave basically a taste of what the community felt at the time when Team Fortress 2 was younger, and these updates were brand new and fun and things were happening. Maybe now people out there can sympathize with the Team Fortress community a bit. You can feel as though you were there alongside everyone else experiencing these updates. From watching this video, maybe you got a little taste of this. Anyways, this was a video. Thanks for watching! Like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more videos like this one. Au revoir!